God challenges and defeats the religious system in Egypt. God gave Moses the authority to show God's wonders. This serves two purposes. It shows the Israelites that God is alive and worthy of their worship. It showed the Egyptians that their gods were nothing. What makes the 10 plagues that struck Egypt acts of God or miracles? Plagues were intense or out of the ordinary, announced ahead of time, began when Moses said, and stopped when Moses asked them to stop. They were selective, striking only Egyptians and not the Israelites. Both Israelites and Egyptians knew something supernatural was happening. The 10 plagues in Exodus 7 through 12 were sent upon Egypt by God to convince the Pharaoh to free Israelite slaves who had lived in Egypt for 400 years. The Nile River turns to blood.
Moses, take your staff and stretch over the waters of Egypt. The Nile and it will turn to blood.
Moses and Aaron did what was said, and the Nile changed into blood.
Let my people go.
I'll let the Jewish people go. Just stop this horrible plague.
Pharaoh's magicians did the same thing with their secrets. Pharaoh's heart was hardened. He did not let the Israelites go. This plague was judgment against the Egyptian god Apis, god of the Nile River. The Nile was the daily basis of their lives. Their national economy was devastated. Frogs. The Lord said to Moses,
Go to the Pharaoh and say,
Let my people go.
If he refuses, I will smite your land with frogs.
Pharaoh's magicians also produced frogs, adding to the problem. Pharaoh hardened his heart, not letting the Israelites go. This plague was judgment against the Egyptian god Herget, the frog-headed goddess. Frogs were sacred and not to be killed. Lice.
Aaron struck the dust of ground, and lice will come upon Egyptian men and animals.
We can't bring lice. This is the finger of God.
Despite the lice, Pharaoh hardened his heart, not letting the Israelites go.
Let my people go.
This plague was judgment against the Egyptian god Set, god of the desert. Flies.
Let my people go, or God will send swarms of flies over Egypt, but not where my people, the Israelites, live.
Despite the flies, Pharaoh hardened his heart once more.
Let my people go.
Yeah.
This plague was judgment against the Egyptian god Uchit, god of the flies. Diseased livestock. Again Moses says,
Let my people go, if not I will make your livestock diseased, but not the livestock of my children of Israel.
Pharaoh hardened his heart once again. This plague was judgment against the Egyptian gods Hathor and Apis, who depicted cattle. Boils. Moses scattered ashes and boils broke out on man and beast. Pharaoh's magicians couldn't stand before Moses because of their boils.
Let my people go.
Yet again, Pharaoh hardened his heart. The plague of boils was judgment against Isis, the Egyptian goddess of medicine and peace. Hail and thunder.
For God will send hail and thunder, rain upon your land, but not on the land where my children of Israel live.
Let my people go.
Pharaoh hardened his heart and didn't let the Israelites go. Hail and thunder were judgment against Nut, the Egyptian sky goddess, Osiris, god of crop fertility and medicine and peace, and Set, the Egyptian storm god. God sent the last 3 plagues, God gave Pharaoh a special message. The last 3 plagues would be more severe than the others. They were designed to convince Pharaoh and all of the people that there is none like me in all of the earth. Exodus 9:14. Locusts. Moses and Aaron spoke to Pharaoh.
The Lord of the Hebrews says,
How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me?
Let my people go.
For God will bring locusts upon your land.
Locusts covered the land of Egypt. Even after all the plagues God has so far sent upon Pharaoh, he once again hardened his heart. The plague of locusts was judgment against Nut, Osiris, and Set, Egyptian gods of the crop and storm. Total darkness.
Moses, stretch out your hand towards the sky.
Total darkness covered Egypt for 3 days, but the Israelites had light.
Moses, get out of my sight.
You have spoken well. You will never see my face again.
Total darkness was a judgment against the Egyptian god Ra, who symbolized Pharaoh himself. Death of your firstborn.
One more plague will I put on Pharaoh and Egypt if Pharaoh doesn't.
Let my people go.
I will bring death to the firstborn and the firstborn of your animals.
This plague required an act of faith by the Israelites. They had to kill a lamb and paint some of its blood on their doors so that the angel of death would pass over and the plague would not kill the Israelites' firstborn. Pharaoh and his people woke in the middle of the night. They began to cry. Their firstborn was dead. The death of the firstborn was judgment against the Egyptian goddess Isis, protector of children.
Take your people and go.